I spent all my adult ages in the penitentiary in Lorton facility. So like I say, everything I learned then I learned from there. You got a lot of kids, graduating from college, and they learning from their parents or their fathers or what they see in the streets. My learning ability became different, and my learning ability became to be able to read people. While college kids was reading books, I was learning how to read people. I was learning how to read evil-minded people. So it helped me to a degree to where now no one out here can trick me. No one.
Right.
I've been around the world's most dangerous, evilest people. Out here in this world now is a playground to me. So, and like I say, I love it. I'm at peace.
Okay, okay, and I'm glad you said that you was at peace because
Hmm.
because that kind of that's an indication of how content you are. So that's a good thing too. How content are
Hmm.
you, by the way, or at this point? How content are you?
I'm very content now. Like, I'm to a degree, I always want more for myself. I'm never comfortable, but as far as mentally, I'm content. I'm loving everything. When you content when you can hang by yourself and you enjoy
Mm-hmm.
yourself. And a lot of
Hmm.
people know, if you see me in Atlanta, I'm only probably with one person or maybe two. Uh, that's Spencer Maurice, or Everett E. Those are the only two you probably really see me with in Atlanta. Other than that, you always see me by myself. I'm always by myself. Like I say, I'm very content. I fear nothing, and I just keep everything with a positive outlook. I don't go looking for negativity or trying to be around negative vibe people.
Yeah.
So
So
me, I be just chilling.
no, I wanted to ask you. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good thing too, because I'm the same way. I'm very much antisocial. So yeah, I get
Uh,
exactly where you're coming from. But I wanted to ask you, was there a period because you said that you did not spend much time at home. So were there ever
mhm.
moments where like when you were out of um out of the penitentiary where you did you take any self-reflection of okay, this is not what I want to go back to? Like what made you go like why would you take certain actions to take you back to that place? I mean, was there, as I know sometimes you may not learn the first time, but then
Mhm.
the second time is like it might click to you like, okay, this is not where I want to be in life. So what
Um, like I say, in the juvenile facilities, being locked up 8 months here, a year here, you know, it's you're juvenile. I mean, you don't take life serious.
mm-hmm,
And then you got to think, coming up, then you just in there, you fighting, you fighting, or somebody may get beat down with a sock and a lock, or but
mm-hmm,
when you go to the penitentiary, uh, Lawton told me it's a different kind of word. G out here, people in the streets call gangsters. We call G for gladiator. Um,
mm-hmm.
to where there's no guns, there's no none of that. You get your knife, he get his knife, you get your trash can top, he get his trash can top, and you two go in the rec yard and y'all battle it out. So gladiator style. So when you start seeing that and you start indulging in that and you start saying, okay, this is serious because one day I might be in the chow hall eating next to you, the next day I ask where you at, man. You got killed last night, you know, or you walk down the walk for breakfast in the morning and you see him stabbed over 60 times and he asking for help and you got to mind your business. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that teach you, like, man, life is real. Do I want to commit to living like this, or do I want to really, really get out and make a change for my life, and then hang around people that's in there that's never getting out, and you can't complain about being locked up for 10 years because that's like 10 days to someone who is never getting out. So
Yes.
you can't even mention that. So it's little things like that that taught me and showed me, look, man, you got to be a man about whatever you do now. And it molded me to be the man who I am in the streets. Am I perfect? No, I'm not perfect. Do I care? Yeah, I care a lot. Uh, but I still want better for me. I still want better for a lot of people. Uh, do a lot of people try me? Oh, a lot of people always try me. But at the end of the day, you got to remember when you get out of prison, you got to learn how to think for you and other people. So, I just laugh in my head like, man, if you only knew. But, I give them a pass. I let them go because I'm just not at the point no more to where, you know, me imagining your family crying because you gone,
Right.
and I also understand what goes around comes around. What you put
Hmm.
out in the world, it comes back to you. So I be real careful. So now all that did was just help me to eliminate my space from other people. So that's why I say I'm glad that I've learned how to read people because before you get to that point, I'm just not no longer around you.
Yes. So you learn your sense of discernment is much higher now.
Way higher,
Yeah,
way,
yeah, yeah.
way
So
higher.
so Terry, what was the pivotal point in your life when you said, okay, you know what? I've been locked down for long enough, and I want to do something different. I want a different approach. What was that? What was that turning point? Like, what was that light bulb in your head that said, you know what? I want to do something different. I don't want to be in this space anymore, and I want to do a 180. Like, what was that? Was there a
Uh,
particular moment or instance that occurred that made you decide to go the other route?
1993,
Mm,
when I, I I had already been in since 1990. 1993, I caught a case conspiracy to murder while I was incarcerated, and they sent me to maximum security and behind the wall. And behind the wall, you locked up in a cell so small that if you fall, you would never hit the ground because the next wall would catch you.
wow.
And we was locked down 23 and a half hours a day. Um, for 15 minutes, a 5 minute phone call, a 10 minute, no, 5 minute shower and a 10 minute phone call. And when you had to come out with handcuffs and shackles on. So, when my mother visited me and seeing me like that, it started really getting to me to a degree. Because I know she didn't want this for her only son. And I dropped to my knees and I started praying every day because I didn't want this life. And I ended up staying back there for 2 years, like that every day, 23 and a half hours a day locked in that cell. So it just made me reflect and it made me, man, like I say, drop down. I guess like they say, God knows how much you could take. And when he put you in a position to where he really made you to be someone special, but we don't listen. He put you in a solitary to where now you have no choice but to listen to me.
Yes,
And I
yes,
mean, and so from that day, I promised myself that um, if I ever got out, I would change my life to a certain level to where, man, I would make people happy. I would make people respect me in another light. And while I was in there, I only used to read about I think it was I forgot what hip hop magazine it was there, but I used to read about Master P.
okay,
And I used to always ask God, like, man, if this is what I really supposed to do, make it, give me a sign. And he didn't give me a sign until like from like that 93, I didn't realize it was God using me and guiding me there and getting my attention to guide me until like 2000 and 2004 when I actually ended up realizing like, wow, God is real because I'm living in Masterpiece House, man.
mm,
So, for a guy that was all the way in the East Coast in Washington, D.C., locked up, to being all the way out in L.A., um, living in Bel Air Crest in Masterpiece
mm,
House, driving his cars when I wanted to, you
wow,
know, you know, almost being like Romeo's uncle. It's God is real. And so, that's why I don't let no one out here now determine or get me on a level to where it's going to get me to change back to that person who I used to be because they're a joke. So now I just give it to God, and I watch how he destroys them.
yes,
So, I realize that. So that's why I'm like, man, nothing can really get to me right now. Uh, I'm just, man, when I know people don't like me for their purposes and not mine. Um, I don't trip. I just laugh about it.
right,
I laugh about it, and I'm like, man, I hope they get a
yeah.
chance to realize that, man, they hating the wrong person or they mad with the wrong person
And you know
because
what?
of if not,
And what they eat don't make you.
it definitely don't. But
You
you know
know.
what? I just be so scared for them because I want everything for everybody. But by you being like that to me, he will take it from you, whatever you got going on. So I mean, I just be cool, man. I just be cool and I just sit back. Like I said, I'm getting way older. And a lot of people get me mixed up because, I might play these roles where I'm younger or I might hang around certain people. But man, I'm old. I'm old as hell. So and they don't realize it till later. Like, damn, what you mean you ain't hanging out? Man, I'm going in.
Like
So
I'm going to bed. What you
yeah,
mean?
I'm going to bed, man. You gotta understand, man. Shit, I'm 3 years from 60. So man, I don't be doing
That's
none of
not
that
that
crazy stuff
old.
no more.
You mean you
Yeah,
sound like a Methuselah? You sound like a Methuselah. You're not that old, Terry.
no, but no, but no, but you know what? I say that because a lot of people I be around be 38, 35.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So I mean, and then
Because you look
that's their
young. That's
age.
probably what it
That
is too.
yeah, yeah, but see, that's their
Yeah.
age. But
Yeah.
mentally, they 25, 20.
Yes. Mhm.
So I be like, man, I'm not doing that. Man, come on, man, I'm not doing that. So I was just like, man, look, man, I'm just going to myself, and that's what I do. I beat to myself.
Yeah, yes. And that's the best thing too. Sometimes, there's nothing wrong
Mm,
with having a social life, but then, sometimes you got to balance it out. There's always a
yeah,
balance. There's always a time and a place. So I get that.